Christmas.
Of course, man. All right, guys, welcome into Indiebnb. Today we welcome in the fourth person from the Lee University, Cleveland, Tennessee crowd, Mr. Ben Strawn. Ben, how are we doing today?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Well, of course, we've interviewed a few of your friends: Gabrielle Grace, Timothy Edward Carpenter, Spencer, Thomas Smith. I mean, and you are now the culmination of that whole crowd together. So, obviously, you know those folks from college, right?
Right. Well, yeah, I met Gabby through through a college friend. Yeah. She went to Trevecca in Nashville, but we've all linked up now, like post college. So yeah. But Tim and Spencer, I go way back with them.
Love it. I love it. Yeah. I had the pleasure of seeing you, of course, at the bookstore here in Atlanta. Shout out, God, it's right in Grant Park. And why am I drawing the blank? It's Bibliotech.
Bibliotech. Yeah.
Bibliotech Books.
Yeah. That was an awesome show.
You were with Spencer and Tim the other night, and so obviously it seemed like you have a deep seed in music. Some of your music's just very folky and awesome. Like where do we get the inspiration? Where do we get the drive to make music? Where's all that come from for you?
Well, I guess it goes way back, man. I mean, I started taking piano lessons when I was like 5, and that was really all I did was play classical piano for like 10 years. I did that until I was like 15. I never really listened to much folk music until I was like in high school. I mean, my parents, I pretty much only exclusively listened to like contemporary Christian, like Michael W. Smith and Stephen Curtis Chapman, and like, some of these like 80s, 90s Christian songwriters. And I really just kind of like my parents liked like Kenny, who's the guy that had the fried chicken? Not Kenny Loggins. The Gambler? Who's the Gambler?
I think that was Kenny Loggins.
Is that Kenny Loggins? Anyway, they listen to him, Martina McBride. They like some of these people like that. James Taylor, obviously. But I didn't grow up in like a folk centric household.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I just kind of discovered all that whenever I was in high school. I started playing guitar. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, we met in high school. She was really into like playing guitar and singing, and I thought that was cool. So she kind of like taught me like how to strum and stuff like that, and then I just kind of took it and ran from there. And I was like on iTunes back in the day, man. That's how I found all my music, was on iTunes. I would go through like the singer-songwriter category, and I would find a album cover that I thought was really cool looking, and I would like listen to that and then buy this, all this music or whatever, or like illegally download it, back when streaming wasn't a thing. So
yeah, little LimeWire never hurt anybody.
yeah,
right?
oh, for sure.
We come from that generation. I'm about 29, and I think like that was my brother taught me how to do it, and then I think it just kind of went from LimeWire to the torrent to now we're in the Spotify era. But yeah, I had I like that. I like that album cover kind of thing. So like, what were some of the album covers that you can like distinctly remember like speaking to you, in that era?
Oh man, well, I think the first secular person I started listening to was Regina Spektor, and that was late 2000s, early 2010s, because I remember that Yellow, was Begin to Hope is her album, that, and then I just kind of went, From a Forever Ago, that was a big one for Bon Iver, and I'm trying to think of like some other ones. I have them; they're still all on my iTunes right now. But like those were two albums for me that I like really. I was like, well, these are weird, and just super different. Because I remember Flume by Bon Iver, and there's this song called Music Box by Regina Spektor, and she's just talking about like washing the dishes when a music box is on.
Yeah.
and she like does all these like weird singing things, and I was like, this is so strange. And I thought it was so, I was like, this girl's weird, but I was like really into it at the same time. It was like something that I'd never heard before, and I just kept going back to it. So yeah, stuff like that was big for me. And then I would just kind of go along like the similar artist trail. um and Sufjan, of course, was huge. I mean, I
Mhm.
come on here, the Illinois and Seven Swans, and um I was really into all that stuff whenever I was like in high school, which is funny thinking about that now. Like, um, but yeah, I guess those are some of like my foundations, I think,
Gotcha.
in
And
folk
then
music.
like, did you carry those along with you when you ended up going to, obviously Lee in Cleveland, Tennessee, and getting to that, community that you have cultivated till now? Like, did
Yeah,
you kind of carry that with you?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. But then it was like Judah and the Lion and Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, and like those people were like, that's what was cool, I think, in like that, like kind of private Christian music sphere. And so I was like, oh, this is what I want to be. And so I started writing like, nostalgic. It wasn't even nostalgic. I didn't know what it was. It was just like, it was my attempt at folk pop. And
Yeah.
I was just really trying to learn. Like, I did never really sang much until then. And so I was just, it's crazy looking back on it now. Like, I was so all in, and just thought that I was writing great music, man. And I look back on it now and I was like, man, that stuff is not good. But it was crazy. Like, as I was starting writing music and like playing and like gathering people to be in a band and stuff like that, I just like didn't care. I just wanted to play.
Mhm.
And I wish I had that like kind of like naiveness that I now that I had then, to where I was just so like unashamedly, into music. Because now I just overthink everything that I write and sing and play, and I know the sound that I want to have, and I want to pinpoint it so much, and it's like then I was just trying to figure everything out.
Interesting.
So
So
yeah,
as you said, it sounds like as you've evolved, like it's like, hey, gone from let's throw it all at the wall to now I'm like, all right, I'm throwing a dart at the board and I know which one I'm trying to hit and I know
right.
where I need to be. And how does that like kind of, your process, I guess, how much has it changed? And like, when you're doing that, like, how do you get to that sound that you really, really, are like, all right, I'm solid on this one. Like, I know like for a fact, like what goes into that, to get into there and get to that point?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's just feeling. I don't know. I think for a while I used to write songs that I was writing lyrically. It was like vague on purpose, and I was convincing myself that I was doing that out of like artistry. And some people can do that really well and say like nothing, but it say a lot. And for me, it was like I was saying all this like random stuff, but it was actually like not very good. And so now it's like I feel like if I write something that's like super specific, and if I feel like my voice captures it well, I don't know, I feel solid about it. I think a lot of it's learning how to sing too, and like learning where my voice lends itself best. Um, so really just like trying to have a really specific idea, and learning how my voice like holds that, I think.
Gotcha.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
So when you come in and like one of the songs that spoke to me during your set at Bibliotech was Seen in Color.
Mhm.
You played that. The one thing I hate about sometimes about concerts is like I don't know if you played it or like I know I heard it. I've heard it on Spotify and I've listened and I'm like 80 to 90% sure you played it, but like I
I did,
always
yeah.
wish you did. I was like, I knew I'd heard this
Yeah.
live, and then like I'm like gonna ask this question about it, and I'm looking like such a jackass. Be like, yeah, man, that went on the set list, but like, yeah, I can talk about it.
Yeah,
Like,
thanks, dude. I'm glad you're listening. Yeah.
but that song, for example, like when you're getting from initial idea to finished product, like talk about that that song in particular, like there's a lot of good upbeat like kind of staccato with the guitar, and like I love the the kind of lead into the chorus into that song, and I think
Mhm.
that like how did you come up with all that with that song in particular?
I was listening to a lot of Ryan Adams at the time. That was really, um man, those chords, I was really into, like, that 6 minor, 2 minor, like, switchback, 'cause, and I was really finding that, like, these upstrumming things that I was doing on the guitar was, like, suiting what was in my brain really well. Um, and Seeing Color was actually the last song that I wrote for that project, and that's what I ended up calling the album. But I don't know, man, it was one of those things that I wrote in, like, an hour on a Sunday morning. Like, my wife was still in bed, and I was, like, in the living room, and, um, that song was really important for me. I don't know, I think it culminated a lot of things in my life into that one song, and, it felt like I could move on and do something else after that, and, I don't know, that one's special to me, and I feel like, when I've been playing that live recently, I felt very connected to it and, like, connected to the bridge and, like, what I'm saying. I don't know, it's just, like, I was listening to a lot of Ryan Adams, I was listening to a lot of Sufjan. I think that's whenever, like, Carrie and Lowell came out, which is, like, one of my favorite albums now, and, yeah, everything melodically that Ryan Adams did in that Prisoner album. Prisoner was, like, so huge for me, and I know, like, Ryan Adams is, like, he's, like, been canceled now, but, like, for me and during that period in my life, like, that was a big influence, um,
Cool.
so
Yeah, I mean, like with those. Hey, that's so cool that they can't hear your process and like being like, oh, like, that one means to me like this. One of the things that I noticed in that, throughout that show at Bibliotech was like everybody kind of, I don't know if you did it as much, but like you would hear a story behind kind of the song, and like you would hear that kind of piece of it. I love that. I think that that's something that is such a good like behind the scenes, and you really could only get it in that kind of scenario.
yeah,
With the crowd is it's everyone's being quiet, everyone's all in
mhm.
and locked in. Like some of your shows, like I guess recently, like is that mainly the kind of crowd and focus you do have when you play, or is it do you have shows where you get play at Smith's Old Bar or play at these venues that maybe it's a little bit more of a passive
Yeah.
crowd?
Yeah, since moving to Atlanta, it's been pretty chill vibe. I haven't played with a full band in ever since I've lived here, which has been 2 years. Um, so I've just been playing. I played at Eddie's quite a few times. I played little house shows like, um, places like the Bibliothèque. I've played several like So Far shows.
Yeah,
I've opened up for people at Smith's, and it's just always been me.
yeah,
I did play a show at Eddie's, like, I, like, headlined a show, and I had my friend Joel play keys with me and sing harmony, um, but I'm gonna roll out the band at some point. I've been trying to, like, figure that thing out, and, I really that's just always been so, like, overwhelming to me because I want the s sound to be nailed, like, so well, you know? Like,
yeah.
I've do you ever d have you ever gone to, like, an Andy Schaaf show? Have
I
you
have
listened to
not.
him?
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, he is one of my favorite people right now, and his, like, live band is so they play so quietly and so tastefully, but it's, like, such a full, like, rich sound, and I just, like, really wanna emulate that in, like, whenever I play live next. Um, so, yes, to answer your question, I've played mostly acoustic, but I will play with band soon.
What's the challenge in the finding like that? Is it just finding the right people? Is it finding helping write? Like, do you help write those other parts that
Yeah.
you would assist in, or what's the challenge there with finding a band?
I think it's a little bit of both, like, I definitely wanna find the right people, and a lot of that is just finding people that I'm friends with that are also
Mhm.
talented because I just want to be close and wanna have fun,
Yeah,
and also it's just about, yeah, finding the parts too. Like I think the first time I'll play with a full band is whenever I do this like album release show. That's planned. So I'm working on an album right now. I put out a single a couple weeks ago, have another one coming out next week. And all of that, it's all like produced, So now I have parts for people to play.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of it. But yeah, so for that album release show, we'll have a full band for that.
All right. Let's go.
Yeah.
When's the album expected? What timeline of that?
It'll probably be like the third week of May. And
Nice.
the release show is set for May 27th. So yeah, I got another song coming out next week, and then I'll have another one coming out in April, and then the album will come out in May. So
All right. Got some things. Ben Strawn world is busy.
it's popping,
Get
man.
popping. Let's go. We love it. We love it.
Yeah, I'm
Like
excited.
kind of what are some of the, I guess where's the album release show going to be? What's the have you guys decided anything on that, or like what's that look like?
Yeah, it'll be at Eddie's Attic. I
Eddie's.
think I confirmed. I think I confirmed with them yesterday. If not, if it doesn't work out, somewhere cool.
I like it.
But it'll be happening May 27th, regardless of where it is. But yeah, right now it's set for Eddie's, and yeah, it'll be like me, my buddy playing drums, my buddy playing keys, and I'll have somebody playing bass. And so it'll just be four of us.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really excited.
Are you gonna get like, I think one of the things I noticed was like it was a smooth, just like dun, 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 dun. And like are you like when you play with a full band, we're gonna be a little bit more loud, a little bit more like
Yeah, I think
in your
so.
face? Like I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
maybe not in your face, but it'll be full. Like I've got some upbeat stuff on this album coming out, and it's still pretty bare bones. Like I really tried whenever I went into it. I had been listening to a lot of like Feist and Aldous Harding. Have you ever heard of her? She's like this super weird indie girl.
I've seen the name, and I've heard of Curtis Harding, but not Aldous Harding.
Okay. Aldous Harding, yeah, she came out with this album called Warm Chris last year, and I was really, really into it. And it's so dry, and that was really my inspiration going into recording this album. Is I wanted it to be mostly, I wanted to play most of the instruments and just kind of keep it pretty stripped. It's still got, some programming and stuff like that on it. It's not quite as bare bones as her stuff is, but I think we achieved it pretty well. So like what we play live will be like super similar to what's on the record, I think.
Love it.
So yeah. And then I think too, like I built all of this, like I wrote all these songs acoustic, like in my bedroom. And so that's how have played them for 2 years. So they're very like built around that too. So I think if I were to go acoustic or live band, the integrity of the song would be pretty similar. So
Nice, nice. Well, that'd be
yeah.
good. I mean, one of the things one of the people we had on recently, Runner, like, I went and
Mhm.
saw him live
Yeah.
at Masquerade, and I was like, man, like this is so much different than the kind of the vibe I get whenever you listen to it. Like it's like, when you listen to it, it's a little bit slower and everything, and then you get in there, and it was like, whoa, all right, we're at a rock show. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
freaking go. And so I'm excited to see the fuller, even more Ben Strawn that you
I
can
even
take
more,
in
man.
even more. I like it. I like it, man.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be great. May 27th, everybody. Eddie's Attic, possibly, and but the album is coming out that third week of May. So everyone,
Yeah, probably
if
May
you're
19th, I think is what I'm set for at this point. It's subject to change, but I think that's the day that I'm looking at.
all right, so
So
we'll get a new Ben Strawn album coming out May 19th. And there'll be singles next week. Singles coming in April, so we'll get a
mhm.
good lead up to it. For you, like as you go through and you're like, if I could tell you, you could tour anywhere, you get an East Coast tour, West Coast tour, wherever, we're 2 or 3 places you're definitely wanting to hit. Nashville, is that one of them? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I have super tentative plans to tour after this thing is out, in the summer, maybe early fall. I just I think my dream place. I'd love to play like New York. I'd love to go out west and play like LA or uh, I want to play a show in Nashville. I'd love to play in like Austin, Texas. I don't know, just like some of these places that I've never ventured out that way before to play a show. I've always stayed kind of, southeast. I've gone up and played in like Cincinnati before, and um, really, if I was to tour, I would just play where my friends are and
Yeah,
hope to set something up and hope that people show up. Like I've just been so nervous to do that because like I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if people are going to come hear it and, stuff like that. So it's like really like a confidence thing for me. I just have to take the risk and just go and have fun. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
I'd like to play in Chicago too. I feel like that would be cool.
yeah,
Um, just like places I want to go anyway.
yeah, for sure. If you get a show here or there, I like it. I think 2000 or 24, 23-year-old Ben would be like, dude, let's just freaking go, man. Freaking play it.
Yeah,
Like, let's
yeah,
go, man.
you're right. You're right.
We're going,
Yes,
we're going to Chicago. We'll play in front of three people. We'll play in front of 3,600. Don't matter. I like that. I like that. Well, that's good. Well,
absolutely.
I think it's time for a little Pete Peterson party pack of questions. I've been peppering you all day. Let me pepper you some more here.
Yeah, man.
These are going to be mainly food based. We'll go really quickly through them, and should be good. So Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. Ben Strawn, ready to go. Cake or pie? What do you got for me?
Cake,
Salad or soup?
salad,
Sunrise or sunset?
sunset,
I like it. Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
home run. No,
Home
no
run.
question. Yep.
Crack of the bat. We love it. All right. Night in or night out? What are you doing more of these days?
Night in for sure. Big night in guy.
If you did go out and your jam came on at the party you were at, are you more likely to do the robot or the worm?
Oh man. I think I would want to do the worm more. I think that would be cooler. I would feel like out of convenience sake, it would be a robot.
Okay.
Like, do I want to go all out and get dirty on the floor? It depends on where I'm at in the
Depends on
night,
the floor.
Like it
Depends on the
depends on the
floor.
floor, it depends on the floor, it depends on how many drinks I've had, that all of these things. It depends on the people I'm around. It's a tough question. Depends on
Good.
how like comfortable I'm feeling.
Well, I'm expecting worm whenever I see you at a party, so
Okay, all right,
I'm
all
very
right.
because
I'll do it for you.
I know you'll be considering it. So,
Okay,
um,
fair enough.
guac or queso when you walk into your Tex-Mex spot?
Um, Guac,
Waffles or pancakes?
waffles.
I like it.
I like the crisp.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. I think I know a lot of friends of mine are kind of transitioning out of coffee, but I will always go for, I think, coffee more than tea. I
One
drink tea
temperature.
every night, but
That's why the voice
I
sounds so
can't.
sweet. We love
Peppermint
it.
tea, man. It'll do it for you.
God, I got some of that. I need some of that. I need to get
It's
going on
good.
it.
Yeah, Trader Joe's.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Are you more like a ninja or a pirate?
Mm, um, let's say ninja.
All right, he walks in the shadows. I like it.
Yeah.
Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade. But blue
Toasted
Powerade is
bagels.
tough. Is tough to beat. Bagels for sure.
Like it.
Yeah,
Chips or pretzels?
chips. I'm a
Like
big
it.
chip guy. Chips are my
Yeah,
weakness, man. Popcorn. I'll up the ante on that one.
I like it.
Yeah,
Fries or tots?
fries.
Okay. TV or movie?
Movie.
Movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Big movie guy.
Are aliens real?
Yeah.
All right. Is Bigfoot real? And no, Timothy Edward Carpenter is not Bigfoot.
Uh,
He does have big.
I don't think Bigfoot's real. I think Bigfoot is either a bear or just some large person that was just on a hike and someone was like,
Yeah.
wow, that guy is really big. That is one tall guy. And just like hadn't seen a tall guy in a while. And like came up with a story for his friends.
I like it. Tall guy, long hair. Didn't
Yeah.
realize he was on the deal. I like it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Benjamin. I mean, you met your wife in high school, which I think is
Hmm.
uncommon for many people.
Hmm.
Is love at first sight real?
Yeah, I think so.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
And Ben,
I'm a
finally,
believer.
who are two artists, two that we do not know
Ooh.
that we
Oh
ought to
gosh.
check out? That are people, you've mentioned a ton of different,
Yeah.
people
Sorry.
across folk and folk pop. No, no, I think like good for people to kind of hear, the different pieces that you take and what influences you. So, who are two people that though that like are like, hey, these are people that I want to put on, and you guys check them out.
A guy named Max Helgamo that I really, really like. He's a Nashville guy. Um, my my buddy Andrew Goldring is who produced my newest album that's coming out, and he also produced Max's. And it's really, really good. He put out an album called "Looking for an Island" a couple weeks ago, and it's like very Paul McCartney-esque. Lots of really cool chords. He's got an incredible voice, great songwriting. It's all around really good. So yeah, Max. I would then. Oh gosh, so hard. This is somebody I don't know super well, but we have kind of texted back and forth a little bit on social media, and I love his music. His name's Ethan Tash. Um, he has he has like this one big song that came out called Room, but he put out an EP last year that was like my top like listen on Spotify.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and it's called. Let me look at it. I think I listened to this song called I was called "Sang About It" is his EP, but my number one song was "Mind of Its Own," which is the first song on there. But his songwriting is great. I love his production too, and um, it's kind of lo-fi acoustic a little bit, which I'm kind of yeah. I just have been really into it. So
I
those
like it.
two
And
are,
we got,
I guess, if I had to narrow it down to two, it would be those are the two off the top of my head.
I love it. Max
Yeah.
Helgamo,
Hmm.
HELGMO,
GEMO. Yeah.
GEMO. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And then
then
Ethan Tash is TASCH. His last name. He's out in California. He's a big Golden State Warriors fan as well, which so am I. So
like it. Awesome.
yeah,
Well, you conquered Pete Peterson's party pack of questions, Ben. I mean, what an
thank
excellent
thank the
round
Lord.
right through it. I
Wow.
mean, just like a hot knife through butter. Um, so love that. Ben Strawn, ladies and gentlemen, he has music and album coming out May 19th. He has singles coming out next week. That would be the week of March 28th, as well as in April. And look for all his new music. Go listen to Seen in Color. Go listen to his new singles that he just released recently. I mean, show coming at Eddie's. Look, Tash and I'll throw it out there. I'll throw the offer out there. Tash and I have hosted an album release show,
No way.
and we have, there is evidence of it. We've never put it on social media because we're really bad at it. But we hosted for
That's sweet.
Pacifico an album release party, so we would be
Cool.
happy to MC between the opener and you guys and host a trivia contest, keep the crowd engaged, do something
Dude.
fun in between. So look, if you want to do it, we're here for you.
Hey, who knows,
We have,
man?
yeah.
I'll keep you in mind for sure.
Yeah. I know you got some. I mean, the gentleman who hosted over at Bibliotech was awesome as well. So I know
Yeah,
you got
Chase.
him. Chase is the man. So
Yeah, he's a cool
I
guy.
got some hot competition there. But anyway, thank you so much, man, for coming on. Really appreciate
Absolutely, dude.
you taking the
Thank
time
you
on
for
this
having me.
beautiful Atlanta night. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ben Strawn.